YouTube, what's up? It's your boy Crypto J coming at you with another J Talks Crypto. If you're brand new to the channel, hit the subscribe button, the bell notification. Doing my best each and every day, giving you guys topics of cryptocurrency. We're gonna talk about some Bitcoin. We're gonna talk about some Toshi Coin. Today is Thursday, and we know that the market tends to sometimes move on a Thursday. Sometimes it tends to, right? Ultimately, we don't know what's going to happen. It is 8:30 in the morning over here too. We got so many messages. I woke up this morning, so many messages. And somebody said, "The price is down. What's happening?" And I said, "Well, the price is down because the price went down." That's what happened. But as you guys can see, it doesn't necessarily mean that the price is going to stay down. It's just early in the day, right? It's not a microwave, right? We have to have patience, right? This could still be a wedge here that could still break up, but we just have to have patience, right? We can't just think that things are going to happen instantly because that's dumb. And if you think that, you should just do something else because you're going to be in for a lot of disappointment. But as you guys can see, Bitcoin created a nice bull flag here on the 1 month, really nice. Also, looking like we created a wedge here, possibly another wedge. We're going to start breaking up again. It's a possibility, right? We could create a wedge here and break up. So, again, I'm long on this, patient. I'm not looking for instant results. And again, if you are, please sell all your cryptocurrency and go do something else with your time. Please, you're going to give yourself a panic attack staring at these charts all day long, sitting over them like a psychopath. There's just no point of doing that. And I honestly, I don't want to hear no complaint in my comment section. So if this game is just too emotional for you, just sell and leave, dude. We don't need to hear the crying and all that other stuff. I don't like to hear it. To me, it's super beta. And it's always men that do it, and I just don't like to see men acting beta like that. But as you guys can see, a lot of these guys are long on this space. They bought into it because they believe in the space, right? They didn't buy into it to gamble and to complain. They bought into it because they see and have a belief behind Bitcoin. So again, if you don't have a belief behind Bitcoin, honestly, I don't think that you should be investing in this space. And when I say a belief in Bitcoin, I'm not just saying that you think it's going to go up because everybody else has been saying that. That's not what a belief is, right? Like, I'm Crypto J because I've been believing in cryptocurrency for about a decade and on YouTube with it for like 7 years now. So that's how much belief I have in Bitcoin. So when you ask me, how do I feel about the market? I'm going to tell you that I feel like Bitcoin's cheap. But if you got a microwave mentality and you don't see how that could be the truth and you don't even believe in crypto, then again, sell your bags, dude. Nobody needs you here. We don't need you. We don't need you. Okay? Just understand that this market does not need anybody. So it's going to move regardless, especially considering the fact that it's smaller than a lot of big companies like Apple and Amazon. So again, I'm patient with this. I know what it can be. Some of you guys really have no idea what this space can be. Some of y'all bumped your head on a pot of gold and you just cry and complain every time the price comes down. It's totally crazy, but I do think that these people will get wrecked that are selling as always, right? They get absolutely obliterated. I've been saying it since $3,000 Bitcoin. And now all of a sudden everybody's been bullish the entire time. And everybody has a YouTube channel now. Isn't that amazing? But as you guys can see again, Bitcoin coming in at 111. Possible double bottom here. Possible bull flag. A lot of indicators showing pretty solid. This guy Sausage, his name Sausage, he said, why not? According to the market cap, the current score is 26 out of 100. Whatever the heck that means, brother. What the... We could see what's going on with Bitcoin right now and why these coins are not moving, right? Is because Bitcoin's dominance is probably pretty high right now. But it seems like things are kind of moving, right? Ethereum is going pretty decent, but a lot of these coins, like these other coins are down like 2%. So the alt market is down. Ethereum's performing nicely, starting to outperform Bitcoin a little bit here. Interesting sight to see, right? Especially because Ethereum's been so oversold. And somebody also asked me, what does oversold mean? Oversold means, well, I'll show you what it means, right? So we use a tool on this channel. I don't know what the other channels use. Probably nothing, because they don't know what they're doing. But we like to use a couple of indicators right here on this channel. One indicator that I like to use is the RSI. RSI is actually showing us right now that Bitcoin is looking a little bit overbought on the 1 day. But again, we could see a breakout. This is also looking like it could be a breakout, right? So when it's oversold, that means it's down here, right? Also, these Keltner channels as well help you find levels of support and resistance. And when it's oversold, right, it would be down here when it's oversold a lot of the time too. When it's oversold, right? When it's oversold, right? When you're breaking down below these levels, and the RSI is also showing oversold. Again, it just lets us know the volume, right? Oversold zone. Broke past the bottom level of support so far that it's considered to be overly sold, right? Something to pay attention to. But let's talk about some Toshi, since I know that's the coin that people are crying about. But I'm not crying. As a matter of fact, I'm trying to stack as much as possible. Because again, Toshi Coin is still looking solid. The chart still does not look bad. The monthly chart is still looking incredible. It's looking like I should just be happy, and that's all. You know, I'm not freaking out. I'm not paper handsing. There's an old saying, it's when in doubt, zoom out, right? I always look macro first. I don't sit on 15-second charts and stuff. Like if you're sitting on a chart like this, and you're not swing trading this, you're not scalping this. This is not even a day trade chart, right? It's a 15-minute chart. This is like scalping and just swing trading. So if you're trading on this chart or you're looking at this chart, just understand that the chart that you're looking at is not long term. This is made for people that are looking to get in and out of the market very fast. That's why these charts look very volatile. The smaller down I go, the more wild and volatile this chart is going to look. And again, if I'm sitting on the 5-minute looking at this all day because I'm a psychopath, I have nothing else to do with my life and I have no job or something, like, then yeah, this is going to cause you a lot of anxiety. But if you're just somebody that is going to work, doing what you're supposed to do, not sitting watching YouTubers, trying to plan your next move all day, trying to actually learn cryptocurrency and actually put some money in the bank and dollar cost average, then again, this could be a golden opportunity for you, the hardworking man, and not for the lazy man who looks for instant gratification, right? The guy who comes into this space looking for instant gratification, he loses. He loses every single time. He's a gambler. He's irresponsible with his money a lot of the time. He likes to blame shift, right? He doesn't take ownership or accountability for his stupidity, right? Over leveraging the dumb stuff, buying tops, all that dumb stuff that people don't like to be accountable for. They like to hold other people accountable for, or try to hold other people. Like if you bought up here and you can't hold accountability for that, then again, why'd you buy up here? Like what, why did you buy it at an all-time high, right? You shouldn't be. I personally, again, I can't tell you what to do with your money. I'm not a financial advisor, but I would just say that buying at all-time high is pretty dumb, right? And then complaining when the price is cheap is also equally as dumb, right? Because every time that the price goes cheap, people start complaining. Like I think is idiots, because cheaper prices shouldn't be something that you complain about. Like you don't go to Costco and be like, oh, these samples are free. Like, what is wrong with you guys? Or like, oh, the price on turkey went down. I hate this place. Like, you don't think like that. But you have faith in Costco and you just know that there's nothing wrong with the turkey. It's just cheap today, right? You don't think, oh, this turkey probably, all the turkeys are sick. It's the end of the world. You don't think in this way because you're like bred to be a consumer and to spend your money. But when you buy into investments and stuff like that, one, it carries a risk, and two, you're investing into something for the future, right? You're not gambling in something for a couple of minutes or a couple of days, right? And if you were, then why didn't you buy it down here and sell it when it went up? Why'd you buy it at the top, genius? I don't understand the mind of these retail. Well, I do understand the mind of retail because I've been a retail investor and I know what it's like to be a new investor. And again, people don't like to buy when the market sentiment is extreme fear, when there's all these talks of, is Bitcoin going to go down to 50,000 and all this stuff. People were not quick to pull out their pocketbook, right? But then as soon as we hit 100K, everybody's talking about how bullish they are. And when I always say, when they're greedy, I'm fearful, and when they're fearful, I'm greedy. I try to think as opposite of the market as possible, because even though it's great and stuff like that we're all doing crypto, the majority of people in this space, they don't trade. They are gambling. They don't read contracts. They're also idiots. And that's just the reality of it. And I'm not trying to be mean or anything like that, but this game takes time, it takes skill, and it takes some commitment to the space. And I look at these charts every day. I read contracts every day. And that's why I'm confident when I talk about stuff. That's why I know what I'm talking about. And a lot of these people, they just don't do that. They don't put in the time to the craft to actually learn it. They just get into it trying to get rich quick, just like everything else, right? Just like Shopify, just like any other business, real estate, any business that you start, right? There's always going to be one group of people that take it seriously, that dedicate themselves every day to getting better, a little bit better, a little bit better, and they invest in themselves. And then there's the people that they got into it because their friend told them about it, right? Isn't this the same as real estate and Shopify and all these other industries? Their friend told them about it, their friend made a bunch of money in it, and now they think that it's going to be so easy. They just got to pick up and do it. And then, they get hit with the hard work, and then all of a sudden, oh, my friend lied to me. My friend, when the friend is probably working really hard, right? He was probably in a situation where he had to level up, or there was no second option, right? Some of these people, they have other options. They don't treat this stuff as an investment. I don't know what they treat it as. They just wake up in the morning, they look at their crypto, they say it's down, and then they just contemplate selling all day long. They just stare at it all day long. And if that's you, then again, you're going to have a horrible experience in crypto. It's going to be brutal because, again, this is highly volatile stuff. And somebody even said, too, I feel like getting into crypto is like escaping the matrix. And is Bitcoin going to take over as the new world currency? To both, I would say no. That is a euphoria feeling that you're feeling. You're feeling this bull cycle euphoria that is so dangerous to people, especially at times right now. This is the exact thing that you try to not tell yourself, is that you're escaping the matrix by getting into cryptocurrency, because as soon as the price gets volatile, you're gonna feel like the matrix caught up to you. Like, this chart is going to have corrections. It's going to have there's going to be recessions, right? There's going to be depressions. There's going to be times where Bitcoin will go so low that the market sentiment will be so bad that it will make you question everything and everybody who ever told you about cryptocurrency. And that's, again, where your conviction comes into play, where your research comes into play, and where your belief comes into play, because those opportunities historically have been amazing opportunities to just be patient, right? And to stop buying the top, stop buying this, right? Some of you guys that are just getting into the market right now, guess what you're buying? The top right now. You're buying the top right now. You're doing it right now. Okay. So, again, the feeling of escaping the matrix when the price of Bitcoin is at the top, again, when they're fearful, I'm greedy. And when they're greedy, I'm fearful. I've been paying attention to this fear greed index. Every time people are making all these outrageous dumb claims, it makes me feel like, okay, maybe start locking in a little bit, because these guys are going to get hit in the face like Mike Tyson in a minute, like crazy, like knocked out of the ring. Like, because I already know how this game goes, guys. And that's why I try to tell you guys. I just try to tell you based off my experience that probably like 99% of this space, of all this crypto stuff, is scams. And about 99% of people don't know what they're doing. And about 99% of people also will lose in this game, right? They will lose. And the reason why they lose, couple of reasons. One, they don't know how to do their research. They don't know how to check contracts. But also, there are two things that I always say kill in this game is being too impatient, right? The microwave guy, right? The guy, why is it down today? Why is it red today? And then the other guy is the guy who's being too greedy, right? The guy who's like, oh, Bitcoin just hit 111,000. Let me go sell my house. Let me go take out a loan. Let me go do some dumb stuff. I got to go, rob a bank or something crazy like that. Like, that is all dumb stuff to do. Don't do any of those things. That's dumb. I can't tell you what to do with your money. If you want to make wildly irresponsible financial decisions, that's up to you. Just be ready for your wife to serve you some divorce papers after that, because I've seen that happen many of times. These markets destroy families. They destroy lives. And again, those people, it's hard to say that they don't deserve it, because they're not going to ever take accountability for the fact that they were over leveraged and they were being irresponsible with their money. But this market's going to teach you lessons, whether you like it or not. It's going to teach you a lesson. And that lesson's either going to be not to be so greedy, or it's going to be not to be so impatient. So I always try to regulate those two emotions inside of me. I never tell you guys what to buy, and I never tell you when to sell, because that's up to you, right? You might be better at gauging a top than me, or I might be better than you, but either way, I'm not going to give you financial advice, right? I'll just tell you kind of what the top has looked like in the past, and I'll tell you, sometimes what levels are levels of support to pay attention to. But at the end of the day, guys, you got to do your own research. And I say that for a couple reasons, but one of the main reasons is for days like today, when prices are volatile and it takes a little bit belief in the space that you invested in, right? You weren't gambling in this space, you were investing, right? You're an investor, right? So you're not gambling, right? You just see cheaper prices and you don't get upset about them. You get excited about them, right? When I was making videos and nobody was showing up in the comment section, it was actually really the best time to be buying. And those are the times that I pay attention to. That's why I was so busy. Everybody else and all the other YouTubers took a big long break and they took a vacation, and I don't know where they went. But then they came back up at the top, right? Once Bitcoin starts getting all expensive again, they're like, hey, now's my chance to get back in this YouTube stuff and get everybody wrecked, right? Well, just understand again that we're at an all-time high right now. We are seeing if the price will break out today. Again, I said if price hits 115 today, I'll shave my head, right? But again, we got to see a breakout, right? This 11.5 range, we got to break out of this. This could be a nice cup and handle. It's going to take patience. I know some of you hate it. You hate the P word, right? Oh, not patience. Oh, no. Oh, no. Well, guess what, guys? Some of us have been in this space for a really long time, and we've been really way more patient than you could ever fathom being with Bitcoin. So welcome to the club. Since you're an investor now, right, and you're long on the space, welcome to the club. If you cannot be here on the red days, you don't deserve the green days, in my opinion. You have to earn your stripes in this game, buddy. And guess what? Your boy Crypto J has been through many of turns in this market. I've been through recessions in this market. I know what it's like to be new in this market. I understand the mind shift that it takes. It really does take a mind shift, and you have to check yourself and check your thinking, and you have to invest in your brain when it comes to trade psychology, because there's a whole nother side to trading, which is the psychology. And I would actually argue that trade psychology is equally as important as TA. It's equally as important as checking the contract. It all is important, guys. There's a lot of different aspects, but yeah, trade psychology is important because by default, you're an idiot. Okay. By default, you're a greedy, impatient idiot. So you have to undo those things. We all are like that. It's not just, I'm not trying to be mean to one person. I'm telling you because I had to undo the way that I thought too. And I had to change my way of thinking so that when I see red, now I see green. And when I see green, that again, when they're greedy, I'm fearful. When they're fearful, I'm greedy. When this chart is too high on this greed index, I'm paying attention. The amount of run up that we've had, I'm paying attention. I'm watching these things. I'm looking at prior trends and seeing what has happened and what could possibly play out. And again, I can't tell you what to do with your money. I'm not a financial advisor, but I'm telling you, you should use as many indicators. You should do as much as you can to do your own research so that you feel better when you make these decisions. I hope this video helps somebody. I hope it soothed your nerves, right? Some of you guys woke up to a panic attack and it's only 9 a.m. I don't understand it. But please, please, you know, invest in things that you believe in. And if you don't believe in this space, guys, it's not going to be worth your mental health to fight an uphill battle of yelling at the screen, yelling at me. These type of things, guys, is not going to make you a better trader. It's honestly going to make you a worse trader. The more you complain and to other people, the more you do not accept the mistakes that you made. It's like we don't go to college to do crypto, but you have to pay your dues for sure. You have to learn from your lessons, your mistakes. And if you just keep making mistakes and you just keep spending money, making mistakes, you're not checking the contract. You just keep doing this idiot thing of not checking contracts and just listening to YouTubers and not checking the contract. Then every time you get wrecked, whose fault is that? Is that your fault? Is it the YouTuber's fault? I mean, it is the YouTuber's fault too, because this guy should be more responsible in reading these contracts. And if he can't do that, then why is he on YouTube? It's irresponsible. But also, you have to be responsible and just not give people the benefit of the doubt. I heard one YouTuber talking about a project that I exposed, and he said, "Oh, I just gave the dev team the benefit of the doubt when I talked to them." We don't give people the benefit of the doubt in crypto. That's dumb. Right? I'm telling you that because I always tell you guys, I'm your homie Crypto J. I don't want to watch you get wrecked. That's a fact. Okay. I wouldn't tell you this. I wouldn't tell you go out and double check everything that everybody says. Even double check the things that I say. Make sure that this coin's going to get listed on this day or da 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 or whatever I said that you may be like, okay, this might be a thing that I might want to do some research in. Go do your research, fool. I've been telling you guys to do your research. And if you're not doing research, again, you are missing the most important part of being in cryptocurrency. And if you don't know how to do your research, also, I have a Patreon. Join us on Patreon. I also have a Telegram that you'll be added to as part of being in the Patreon. You can ask me questions on contracts, all kinds of stuff. But again, guys, this game takes patience. It's not a microwave. And if you want to be in this space and you want to be profitable in this space, then you have to have patience. And you have to do your research and you have to invest in things that you believe in so that you don't become a nagging, crying, complaining man baby. And I have to say man baby because it's really not the girls that come crying in the comment section. It's not. It's the guy who has a 5-legger parlay set for the weekend with $1,000 on it and his rent money and his car note and everything is laying on a 5-legger parlay and a Bitcoin that's sitting at an all-time high. That's the guy that I get complaining to me, the lazy guy who is not making any money right now, who is so focused on the money that he has in the market instead of focusing on new money and only investing money he can afford to lose. He's doing the opposite, right? He has no money coming in and then he's investing 100% of his money in the market. Guys, if that's you, stop it. Stop it, please. For the sake of yourself, some of you brothers are married. For the sake of your marriage and your family and your kids, stop it. Be responsible. Stop being over leveraged. Stop listening to YouTubers telling you that everything's going to go to the moon and 100x in under 24 hours. Stop. You're going to get wrecked. They're going to destroy your life. They're going to destroy your family life. And your wife is not going to forgive you. Okay? So, again, Just understand that, fellas. Stop being over leveraging greedy heathens and then becoming beta males as soon as the price goes down 3%. Please, because I'm not going to do anything. I'm not going to be your pillow for you to cry your little beta tears on my shoulder. I'm just going to laugh at you. And honestly, I might clown you because you need to learn, right? Like growing up, and this is bad, but growing up, I remember at one point I went through this little period where I was fat, right? And I was weak. Like when I joined the football team and I was like out of shape, basically. And I was like in the ninth grade. So again, but when you're in the football team, they have different weight groups, right? And I remember all my friends would go into the stronger weight group and I was like with all the weak guys. And I didn't realize at the time, but that was doing something to me psychologically. Every time I had to go and lift weights with the weak guys, I was like, dang, man, I'm over here lifting weights with these weak guys. And then, you know what happened? One day I was doing bench press and I was struggling, right? I like the 245 pounds, right? And I was in ninth grade. A lot of guys, I mean, now these kids, I don't know what they're putting in the milk these days. But even back then, dude, we had kids that were like, we had a ninth grader who came in my junior year, and this dude was already lifting close to 400 pounds. I'm not even kidding. It's crazy. But anyway, so I had to lift these weights and I was just struggling. And I remember my friends were laughing at me. They started laughing at me. They started clowning me. It started becoming a thing, right? Because why were they laughing at me? Because they already put in the work, right? They had already had their football seasons in the past and stuff like that. They were kind of, and I was coming from a whole nother city and just getting into football. I hadn't played football since Pop Warner, but you're not lifting weights when you're like 10 years old. So again, these guys, they were just playing longer than me, like eighth grade, ninth grade. And so by the time they got in, they were already kind of preconditioned and they already went through like their summer thing and stuff like that. And I just came in, wet behind the ears trying to play catch up, right? Like the new guy in crypto. I just came in like trying to do my thing and trying to get, and what I found was that when they laughed at me, it did something to me, right? It did something. It changed the way I thought, right? I started getting up earlier. I started waking up at 6 o'clock. I started going on runs. I started lifting more. Every day I'd lift more. I'd be the first one in the gym and I was the last one out the gym. So much that some days they would just leave me in there and tell me, hey, when you're done in here, make sure you close the door and lock it up. That's how much I was in the gym. And then come my sophomore year, it really only took me 1 year to pass these guys because, again, isn't it funny what happens when you actually put your head down and dedicate to something and how fast you can actually get something done and achieve your goals? So I surpassed them in a year. And you know what happened? And the next year, the year after that, I was training them. And I wasn't laughing at them, but we do laugh about it to this day because they've never been able to lift more than me since the ninth grade. And those guys now, they're fat and out of shape. And again, I like to say that I'm 25. Some people would believe that, but I'm 32 now and I'm still in great shape. It's a lifestyle that I had to adapt to. It's changes that I had to make in my mentality in order to reach that. And that is the same thing in crypto, guys. You have to make some changes, okay? You're going to have to stop doing some things. And one of those things that you got to stop doing is crying. You have to stop crying. Please stop crying. Please, please, please stop crying. If you don't, please stop crying. But anyway, guys, I hope this helped. And yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.